Next item of business is a members' business debate on motion 10476 in the name of Graham Simpson on Save the Greenbelt. This debate will be concluded without any questions being put. Those members who wish to speak in the debate, please press the request to speak buttons now, and I call on Graham Simpson to open the debate. Mr Simpson, please.
Thank you very much. Can I thank the members who signed my motion and so allowed it to be debated? I thank all those who will take part today. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to the representatives of the campaign Save Woodhall and Faskine and others who've made the trip through to be in the public gallery today. It's customary for members to disclose if they have an interest in the subject of the debate. Well, here is mine. I love the Greenbelt. This debate comes about because of a proposal to seek planning permission to build on Greenbelt land between Calderbank and Carnbrough in North Lanarkshire, and I accept the Minister won't be able to talk about that. The area includes land owned by the daughters of the late Willie Whitelaw, passed to them by their father before he died. There is a beautiful woodland with many species of trees, the ruins of the former estate house and what's left of the Monklands Canal. The area is rich in history and heritage. It could and should be enhanced. Orchard Bray, the developers, say their plans, not submitted yet, would allow for that. They would also see 2,600 houses built in Greenbelt and effectively join Calderbank to Carnbrough and then Airdrie. They also say they would leave woodlands on the Woodhall and Faskine estates intact. Well, that's because, with the help of the Woodland Trust, I managed to secure a tree preservation order through North Lanarkshire Council covering the entire area. Now, let's be honest here, where fortunes can be made by the simple granting of planning permission, trees are not high in people's thought processes, so that TPO was vital. Greenbelts are more than just a boundary between rural and urban areas. Open spaces provide habitats for wildlife and are ideal places for walking and other recreational pursuits. They provide a natural ecosystem such as water treatment and air quality. They're also important in preventing floods. Now, as the party spokesman for housing and communities, I'm fully aware of the pressure on existing housing stock and the need to build more affordable homes to meet demands, but they need to be in the right places, and this isn't one of them. There are numerous health benefits brought about by a walk in the countryside. Don't just take my word for it. Local GP David Walker, an appropriate surname, who serves the area around Calderbank and Carnbrough, spoke passionately about the health benefits, physical and mental, of the Greenbelt at a recent public meeting. And he told me last week, quotes, "We're in the midst of an obesity epidemic. Scottish Government figures state that in 2016, 65% of adults over 16 were overweight and 29% were obese. These figures are increased from the previous 10 years. The benefits of exercise are many, particularly in green space." Fine words. He went on to say that exercise is the first line of treatment for many conditions, in particular obesity, type 2 diabetes, hypertension, cardiac rehab, and mental health issues. The latter particularly benefits from exposure to green space. Dr. Walker concluded, quotes, "Once green space is gone from a community, it's extremely difficult to recreate. We must do all we can to protect the health of future generations." He's not a lone voice in this. The Lancet recently published a paper which claims exposure to green space can help lower mortality rates. And a joint study by Glasgow and St Andrews University illustrated the priceless value of the Greenbelt when it stated environments that promote good health might be crucial in the fight to reduce health inequalities. This means that in general, people living in poorer areas are more likely to be unhealthy and die earlier. However, the research found that living near parks, woodland or other open spaces help reduce these inequalities regardless of social class. All this is backed by the World Health Organization in their report on urban green spaces, which concluded the evidence shows that urban green space has health benefits, particularly for economically deprived communities, children, pregnant women and senior citizens. It's therefore essential that all populations have adequate access to green space. Last week in this chamber, I asked Fiona Hislop if she agreed that having a country park and canal heritage trail at Calder Blanc was worth investigating. She agreed heritage trails can bring a social and economic uplift to the areas they serve, and asked to be kept informed of any developments. So I'll keep her informed. We must do all we can to protect our environment from being destroyed. It's up to this generation to make sure the next one is afforded the same chance to enjoy these urban woodlands and enjoy both the physical and mental benefits they bring to the community they serve. We've got an opportunity to protect Scotland's green spaces and heritage through the planning bill currently going through Parliament. At the moment, it's silent on the environment. Rest assured, I'll be tabling an amendment or two to make sure precious green space is protected through the planning system, and that we enshrine in law protection for historic and locally important buildings. I don't want this left to secondary legislation, and I'm happy to discuss my ideas with the Minister. We need a plan-led system which ensures that when an area is designated as Greenbelt and a council is fulfilling its housing targets, that speculative applications that ring alarm bells for communities just can't happen. As I close, can I thank again the local campaigners for their tireless work, and to members from across the political divide for their support. My colleague Margaret Mitchell will be speaking later, but I'd particularly like to thank Richard Leonard for his backing right from the start of this campaign. I hope that those who are taking part in today's debate will offer their backing to my constituents and all others fighting their own corner across the country to protect what we have. As Dr. Walker said, when the Greenbelt is gone, it's gone for good.